Hey, Megan.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
Steph. How are
Megan's
ya?
doing her lips.
I gotta get my lips done. Hey,
How you
Ashley.
doing?
Hi.
Hi,
How are
welcome.
you?
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. I will get the bio out of the way so we can get started. Hey,
Perfect.
everybody. Thank you for joining us. We have Ashley Rand-Torres, and I'm going to read her bio. As a dedicated advocate for horses, she brings a wealth of experience across various disciplines, from working with young horses to competing with FEI-level horses. Believing firmly that dressage lays the foundation for all equestrian sports, she teaches all disciplines, having worked with hunters, jumpers, eventers, and more. Splitting her training time between Ohio and Wellington, I'm committed to respecting and understanding our equine partners while helping riders develop their skills and grace. And we are also talking about her new clothing company, people. It is called Matcha. And I'm going to read what I screenshotted off the website. When you wear matcha, you wear a mindset. Matcha is a beacon of strength and empowerment that celebrates the resilience, power, and athlete in all of us. I just love that. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much. And we will get to matcha, but let's first talk about you. Tell us about how you got started in horses. Yeah, tell us all the things, how it all
Yes.
began.
So I started riding because of my mom and grandma. They always had horses in their backyard and did 4-H. And I started taking lessons at 6 years old. I fell off like every day. It was an adventure. So I always just had backyard horses until I was around like 12. I joined the United States Pony Club, and that kind of really developed me as a young rider. And I got into the eventing. That was like, I was fearless and just, we did everything. It was so amazing. The Pony Club, it was so much fun. So I evented. I had quite like 3 horses that I like cycled through and evented through prelim when I was in high school. And then I actually stopped riding. I got a swimming scholarship to go to college. So I swam in college. Always wanted to ride though. Like I just like every day I was like so sad I had to swim and all I wanted to do was ride. So I every day was like emailing different people to like work for them. I would work over the summers for different barns and trainers. And still wasn't sure what I wanted to do in the equestrian world, but I knew I wanted to work as a professional some capacity. But always eventing. It was like eventing was at the core of who I was. And I ended up meeting Reese, who co-hosts the dressage radio show. And she was just like a light for me. I immediately moved from college. I graduated, and literally the next day after I graduated, I moved in and started working for her. And, you know, I just saw her yesterday. She's been in my life for so long, and she didn't turn me to the dark side of the dressage, but definitely I had never ridden like a real dressage horse until I started working for her. And at first I was like, I'm still going to go jump. I still miss jumping. And then I started getting a little scared, and you can't do it scared. So I just slowly made the change to dressage, and I didn't own a horse or anything yet, which was like the best. I just could like work for Reese and on and off. I worked for her, then I moved to Wellington full time. I worked for some other people, and then I worked for Reese again. So it was very like on and off. And then I started back in 2018. It'd been like 10 years of me being a working student assistant rider, going to Wellington and seeing everything. My dad retired, and he bought my mom a farm because that's like was her dream. And I just decided to take it over and run my business out of their backyard. So that is what I do now. And we're located in like Northeast Ohio, just outside Cleveland. And I specialize in dressage, but I still, you know, I have a lot of hunter jumper clients. I actually have had some Western clients, just like overall horses. And yeah, I have a small like boutique dressage training barn in Ohio, and we normally go to Wellington in the winter. Yeah, and right now I have 2 international horses I compete. I ride for Canada. I'm a dual citizen. So I have a big tour horse that I've done like the CDIs with at the Grand Prix for 4 years. He's just the coolest, and I'm so lucky I have him. And then I have a small tour horse that I've like trained up myself. And he's also just amazing. He's just the coolest horse. And he's like, to me, you know, the horses that you get on, they're just like a glove. Like that is that horse. Like because it's all of his problems were my problems. So like we just like fit together so good. So he's just the best. And I have 2 babies that I bred that are now 4. So they're like stepping up, and we are steering, you know, we're learning all the things. But yeah, I have way too many of my own horses, but that is just what I love to do. And along the way, I decided I've always loved to train horses, and I love to train people too, but it's really hard. Like I just am more of a horse person, and I needed another revenue of income. I just felt like that was the right path for me. And that's when I decided to start Matcha.
Oh, thought you were unmuting yourself, Megan. You reached for your laptop or whatever, and then you stayed silent. So that's exciting. So you're a dual citizen. So I don't want to jump into Matcha just yet because I want to, finish on some of your background. How has that been living in the U.S. but competing as a Canadian? Maybe talk a little bit about that, because I think that would be really interesting for a lot of our viewers, not just dressage people, but for any of the FEI events. That's got to be somewhat challenging.
Yeah, it definitely was a decision I had to make when I first started going into the FEI type stuff. I didn't even think about it when I was just doing national competitions. And people call me NAFTA because my husband's from Mexico. So like technically I like could have 3 different citizenships. But yeah, I picked Canada because it just holds such, like my family's from there. I wasn't born there, but my brothers, everyone went to college up there except for me. My whole family's up there. And I just felt like for the US, it was also a political move. It takes so much financial backing to like even break the surface to do the FEI stuff in the US, and Canada's just a smaller pool. So I decided, my horse is amazing, but he's not US team amazing. So I thought my chances were better riding for Canada. And at the time, my coach was Canadian, and I was going up there and training with her. So it just like seemed like a good fit. There has been it's been a little bit difficult because I do live in the US. So I do try to travel up there to do CDIs, and I went to Bromont, and that just is a lot because it's 13-hour drive, and it's just a lot of back and forth, and their organization is a little bit harder to maneuver because I grew up in the USDF organization umbrella. So trying to like marry the two has been really hard for me because I'm USDF trainer certified. Everything, I have all my medals and everything is through the USDF. And Canada has a whole separate system. So I looked at like doing that. It's just so much because it's just 2 completely different systems. But yeah, for the riding and even for like Festival of Champions, I'm not eligible because I ride for Canada. So the one year I was like, oh, sweet. Like I would like qualify for this. And they're like, no. And I totally forgot that like it just does not apply. So just things like that. But I've loved it. I've met so many cool people because it's such a smaller community that, we all talk, and it's not as big of a dressage at that top level. In Canada, there's just like a handful of us, and we all get along really great, which is awesome.
Okay, what's it like working with family? Had to ask.
So working on the farm with my family we definitely have had some rough go about it, especially building the farm, because I came in and of course was like, we need to do it this way, but it's my parents' deal. So it was a lot of like learning how to have an upper level facility, but also it's my parents' backyard. So it's definitely been harder in trying to get my clients, you know, we built a separate entrance just because like the first year, you know, people would be coming late and my dad would be like, you know, smoking a cigar like in the driveway. So it's just like, it's a small boutique family farm. And that's been a little hard to marry, but my parents are amazing. And my mom is like the bar manager. Like she just runs things. We haven't had too many run-ins. Just a few. Like my dad, when we first moved in, it was an older farm that we like redid. And he wants it to look like a golf course. He is not a horse guy, like at all. So he's like, it has to look perfect at all times. And I'm like, well, that's not going to happen. We do live in Ohio and it rains and there's mud. So he is like just always super like wants everything to be perfect. And he's gotten way better, but it's definitely been a little bit of if I have muddy pastures, it's where he can't see. It's like in the back. But it's been great. I mean, it's definitely brought us closer because I was living in Kentucky and Wellington for years and years. And so moving back home has been really great because I was away for so long and he is learning to handle the horses and he's really involved now that he's retired. So it's really fun.
So you're competing for Canada, are you having to go back to Canada a lot to compete there? Are you still able to compete mainly here? Like, do they want you to periodically show back up? You mentioned Bromont. So, like, how much do you need to go back there to compete on Canada soil for are you trying to qualify for anything in special or tell us all the secrets?
Okay. So definitely when I bought my current Grand Prix horse, he wasn't Grand Prix at the time, but we definitely had big goals and dreams. And that was 5 years ago. You know, we were on the long list for Paris, like we did the Olympic qualifiers and stuff. But Canada, the only thing that's been really difficult is this US does the same thing, but in order for me to compete in a CDI on the US soil, I have to qualify. I have to get a certain number of scores at national competitions for them to allow me, because technically I'm international when I'm in the US. So whereas when I go to Canada, I can just go and sign up and they welcome me with open arms. Like I don't have to qualify. So that's just been a little bit difficult because there are a couple early, like in Wellington, like if I wanted to do a January CDI, I have to get in a couple national shows before I do that. So it just takes it a little bit longer, sometimes a few weeks if you're like good to go qualification wise, but they don't require much other than that in the US. And I went to Bromont because I've never been there, which is like crazy to me. And it was amazing. I thought it was so pretty. It's like, I mean, of course it's a different country, but everyone speaks French. Like I showed up at the horse show and no one, like there were people that didn't know English. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like, we're not even that far away from like home. And it was so cool. It was such a good experience. I mean, we didn't have a great show, but it was just, I mean, at this point, I'm just so lucky to have him. Every time I can go down center line in a CDI doing the 3-star Grand Prix is just like mind blowing to me. How cool is that? But yeah, so it's definitely been a little bit hard to juggle the Canadian and the US dual thing, but I'm really glad that I ride for Canada because it's a little bit, I like to stay in my bubble. And I feel like Canada likes to stay in their bubble. In the US, it's political in Canada too, but the US I feel like is a very political system. It's a very Wellington based or California based political system. And I think that can be a little bit difficult when you get to the Olympic cycle type of deal.
So are you aiming for anything that's coming up soon? Are you got anything on your horizon?
I used to be, I mean, I still am. I'm so goal and dream oriented, but I was aiming really hard for Paris. And as we all know, things can happen. My horse got really sick and he almost died. And I was just like, when that didn't happen, I was like, now what? And I think I learned so much over the past year on balance and it's not all about going to the Olympics. Now, of course, I still he's getting a little bit older, but if he can still go and he's still happy and sound and healthy, I always put in my declarations for things like the WEG and things like that. I always fill out the paperwork just in case we miraculously have an amazing ride. But I mean, I think it's just the fact I can do the CDI is just amazing. And I just am so blessed that he is in my life. And I used to just be like, Olympics, Olympics, Olympics. And I've simmered down a little bit on that. And I've really backed off and just trying to find, because he's an amazing horse. And we've run into issues with the basics. I mean, I didn't train him on the basic stuff. So he gets really tense when he goes to shows and things like that we don't get at home, because he doesn't have that solid basic stretch to the bit sometimes. And it's like, well, then you can't pee off that when the back turns into cement. So I this past year, I've really he doesn't really do the Grand Prix right now. I'm just trying to go back and teaching him basically inside leg to outside rein. So when I get him back into the ring, hopefully we have more suppleness. And it's just been such a blessing for me to be able to learn, because I used to do a lot of auction riding and young horse riding, which is great, but then you need that tension, but then you need the suppleness and the positive tension, not just tension to make fancy legs. And my horse was trained tension for fancy legs, not positive tension. So I'm really learning how to marry the two and to create that really supple half halt instead of just driving around and auction trotting the Grand Prix. And I'm not good enough for that. So we're just trying to figure that out. And he's just so great. And my small tour horse, I'm hoping to get into the I2. I don't know if he'll ever do the Grand Prix, but the I2, it'd be cool to do it. He's super talented, but has some mental problems that we can't fix. Brain transplant, that's what he needs. But other than that, it's just been such a journey, and I'm so blessed to have both of them.
I love that. I think anytime you can go down center line, actually at any level, but the Grand Prix is extremely special because we don't all make it, whether it's ourselves or our horses, and it's a hell of a test. I mean, it's unreal. So I'm excited for you, girl. Whatever you go for it. I think that's amazing. But maybe tell us about what your thoughts are on working student programs, because we've talked about that with a lot of people, and I feel like some people are putting that to the wayside. Some people find it really valuable. Now that where you're at, you're running your own facility. Did you find value in the working student program, and what did you find valuable or not?
Oh, I love this topic. I was a working student when I was 13. I just worked all the time and I loved it. And when I first started my business, I had to rely on working students because I didn't have money to pay them. And I think there's so many pros and there's so many cons to that system. And I think it's a per kid basis. And I've had a couple girls that I love, and two of them are professionals in this industry now, and they just had that drive, and I try to give them opportunities because they were just so amazing. But I've also had it really backfire on me where, just the work ethic and things that just weren't up to par. And for me, I was given opportunities because I worked really hard, but some of these kids I was just giving opportunities to because I was like, stay because I need you. I need a beating heart type of person. That just wasn't the way to go about it. I think the working students, I think it's a great opportunity for the right kids and for the right program. It can definitely be taken advantage of. I mean, I definitely was taken it not in a bad way, but just like work wise, it was just, but it molded me for this industry. Cause I have had working students where I'm like, listen, like this is really hard. This is what the industry is. If you want to be a professional still, here you go. And a lot of kids will come in and they'll just, they'll work for a few months and say, okay, never mind. It's not all the glitz and the glam and what you see on Instagram. It's, every day I go out there and I dust my barn and clean my stalls and think I'm trudging through mud. So it's definitely, it's a per kid basis. Whereas before I would say, oh my gosh, working students, come all working students. And now I do like a 2-week trial and I try to be very fair, but the working student thing has been tough. And when I worked for Reese, I started off as a working student and then it just evolved over time. And that's been so great, that relationship that me and her have created over the years. And her and I were just talking about it yesterday. We've evolved into like friends and colleagues, and I talk to her all the time. And oh my gosh, I have this issue. And I think kids won't have that because it's different than a client trainer relationship. I think it's gonna hurt the future of the sport, definitely. I don't know how to like change that. My way is like to give too much and then they just like take advantage of it. Yeah, I love that. I love that question because I would love to have a barn full of working students that just couldn't wait to go to sleep to wake up and do it. But it's hard to find. The last one I had was 3 years ago, and she's now a professional in the industry, and she was the best one. But I have not had any more since that. I've like tried. There'd been like one that would stay a couple weeks, and I would just be like, okay. So now I just do full-time employees that get a paycheck, and it's less of a headache because I came into this industry as I want to help everyone. Like anyone that wants help, I will help. And I don't want to say it's like made me bitter about it, but I'm very skeptical now. I'm very much like, how bad do you want it? Whereas before I'm like open door policy.
You know what I say? Prove it. You're guilty until you're innocent. And that's horrible.
It's horrible.
I'm
yeah.
bitter and jaded, but I'm like, yeah, let's see if you can really work those hours, and you warn them and all that. But it's like, I mean, you need real grit and it's not being a working student slave labor. It's preparing you for real life as a horse trainer. In my mind, I'm like, you have no idea.
This industry is not, to me, it's not a job. It's not an industry. It's a lifestyle. So you have to, yes, you can make work-life balance to an extent, but if you want to be successful in this industry, I mean, you have to do night check. The amount of time and hours that you have to put into it, it's nothing compared to the working student program. I wish I could go back and be a working student some days because it would be way easier than what my job is now. Like, I'm just like, Reese, I want to come back and work for you because I'm like, don't want to deal with all this. Like, you don't have to deal with like all the drama. You don't have to deal with like, you just have to do your job and work really hard.
Do you do a lot of like straight boarding, or is yours just a training only?
Of course it's evolved. When I first opened, I did have boarders. I'm in a little bit of a tricky area. It's not Kentucky, it's not Wellington. So I did do boarders, and that's how I got like some Western clients and things like that. But now it's strictly full training. And I've actually, over the years, I've done the numbers, and I now only have 4 full training horses in my barn because anything more than that, I don't make any money. So that I do a lot of traveling, virtual lessons, clinics. That's where I make my money in terms of the overhead's just too much. Cause if I have more than 4, I need a second employee, and then the shavings and the grain and all of that.
So you are doing, like Megan has been doing, virtual lessons. And how are you finding that's working out for your students? Because I know Megan has been doing it for several years now and has, I think, a consistent way of doing it. How long have you been doing that with your students?
I started doing it first for myself. My coach, we started doing it because I didn't want to live in Wellington anymore. I was just like, I have to leave because I'm going to go crazy. So I went home and it worked great. I was a little skeptical to teach people. I really try to teach people first in person and then do follow up on virtual, because I feel like then you can get a sense of like really be around the energy of the horse. It's hard to read that kind of stuff on a camera, but I have some people that I teach in full-time in Wellington when I'm there that live all over the world, not the world, but the country, that I do virtuals, and I do like virtual for shows. You know, at nationals, I just had one student and I wasn't going to go drive down for one student. So we just did virtual warm-ups and it works great. It's so easy. As long as there's good Wi-Fi, it's honestly, because it's more coaching. I like to coach more virtually than like, oh, you need a little bit more like bend, because sometimes it's a little bit hard, but it's, if they have questions like, oh, this week I really struggled with this, I give exercises and things like that. But the schooling for the shows is amazing because then I don't have to go for one person. I think it's a great tool. Like, this is where technology is like going to help the sport a lot, because a lot of people need help and they don't have help close by. And I think it's a great tool to use.
How far do you travel to? You said you go teach clinic. So how far are you traveling for that?
Right now, I stay relatively close where I drive. So it's like around no more than 3 hours that I'll drive for like the weekend. And then in the afternoons, 4 days a week, I drive. It's within an hour of my barn. And I do like people like groups. So it's like 2 people at one barn, 3 or 4 people at one barn. And that just makes it easy. And just, I can go to one barn and some people will haul into that barn and things like that. It just makes it a little bit easier.
And did you go to college? And tell us also about, you're a certified instructor. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I did go to college. I went to Lake Erie College, which is just in Cleveland. It's an equestrian school, but I did not do the equestrian part of it. I got recruited there to swim, actually. And that's where I like met my husband. And it's so weird because I did not do the horse part, but I like turned out to be like an equestrian professional. So it's very interesting. I majored in marketing, and yeah, I definitely so happy that I got my degree. And because in those first few years, I knew I wanted to be around horses, but I wasn't sure if it was going to be an office aspect, like working for somebody or riding and in a barn. So every day, like, that was hard. I'd be like, oh, thank goodness I have my degree. I always like encourage people that even if they want to be a professional, to find a different avenue. It doesn't have to be a 4-year education, but just something that you can fall back on, because this industry is so tough. And maybe you work part-time and teach when you're getting started. But yeah, and I did the instructor certification. I also participated in the L program, but it was during COVID. So I have to finish it. It got like shut down. But I'm all for every day I try to be better. And even the instructor certification program, that was definitely a Reese push to do. Think I was in the same barn as her that year. We were like sharing a barn, and she's like, oh, they're having it right down the road. And that was what was so great about Wellington, is like they have them down there. There's so many pros, definitely, to the instructor certification. I love what they're trying to do there. I think obviously things can be better. But I am so glad I did it. I have like 3 of my best friends, like we went through it together, but we didn't know each other at the time. And I think it's so great because this industry can be so pitted against each other. Like it's so competitive and we think everyone's a threat. And we are like still to this day, like we talk daily, like, oh my gosh, I just got bucked off. Or like, just like really cohesive. Like we're not trying to take people's clients. Like we do things differently than, I do something different than what my friend does, but we're all certified. And, I'd love to continue in the program. It's definitely hard to. They don't have a lot of, it's a hard program to host because I've tried to host them. It's really hard because you have to have the horses and it's just a whole thing, but great idea and program. And I think every year we just need to push people to get certified.
Megan and I recently were able to sit down with Ann Guptill and talk about the program because Megan just finished the third leg, right, of the program. She hosted them this year, and gosh, they were workshops back when I kind of organized them. I was an organizer. It's been over a decade. They were considered workshops, so it is difficult to organize them. As you said, you need riders and horses, and yeah, it's a lot, but it's an excellent program. So yeah, we just had I think two videos with Anne that went out this last weekend that people can check out here on the Barn Besties channel, and the second one specifically talks a lot about the program. So yeah, I mean, kudos to you for going through it. I'm still friends with like all the participants that were in it, the PIs that they were called, participating instructors, and we followed each other on Facebook, and yeah, you get to be really close with these people.
Yeah, we talk all the time. My friends and I would love to continue to do it, and we get really, we have bursts of like motivation, like we need to host one and da da da. But then it is hard because we're all so busy, and then we're just like, oh, we'll get together and have like a few drinks and like, we're gonna do it. It kind of like fades out, but it's definitely something I would love to continue to do. I've, talked before when George Williams was like, I don't know if he's still in charge of it, but when he was, I was like constantly texting him and his wife, like, I have an idea for the program. Like, I think we could do this and things like that. So I think it's great we need to get some education, some sort of umbrella for professionals and trainers.
Totally agree. But I do think now is a great time to talk about what we're wearing. Yes. So how did you decide to start Matcha and why a clothing company? Tell us all the things.
So it's so interesting, but when I started my LLC, I was still in college and I just like opened an LLC, and it was I wanted to make breeches actually like in college. I was like with colored pencils, I'm like drawing, like I wanted to make really cool, like patterned breeches. And my aunt, she used to work for Under Armour. So she had like connections and things like that. So I was like starting to push a little bit the breeches, and then I was in college and swimming full time, and it kind of faded out. And I was like, I need to see through the riding thing. That was like, I just wanted to ride. And then come back, my friend and I, we were in Wellington, and I mean, obviously I burn like to a crisp, and I was just wearing the same clothes, and I was wearing like tennis clothes, and I always was searching for something that was a little unique. I love fashion. I always have. I love being able to express myself through clothing. And if I feel good and pretty and confident, I feel like I ride better. I feel like I carry myself better. And some days I wear a hoodie and sweatpants and ride. But some days I just really like to feel good. And I just could not, it just was really hard to find. You can find it. It just was really hard to find. And so I just one day was like, you know what? I love teaching. I love riding. I am, not that I'm old, but I was like, do I see myself riding 12 horses a day when I'm 50? No. Or if I get hurt, I have a lot of friends that have fallen off, if they're young horse trainers or even something. So we work with horses and we forget how fragile, and they're wild animals, what anything can happen. So I just was like, I need to start something that if I do get hurt or if I don't want to ride 12 horses a day to break even, I need another revenue of income. And I love fashion, and my aunt had some connections. So, you know, I think it was 4 years ago, she came over and I was like, hey, I would love some help. And she just was like so amazing. And we dove right in. I have been like conjuring up ideas in my head for like ever. And so we came up with basically, okay, I'm going to start this fashion line, which saying it now, it sounds crazy, but I was just like, thought this was going to be just like, oh yeah, just like start clothes, just start making clothes. No, it has been such a learning experience. I have learned so much. I'm always like looking to learn and grow. And man, I had no idea what I was getting myself into, but it's been such an amazing experience. I'm so happy with how everything's turned out. It's definitely just like a dream come true. And I just hope everyone that gets it and wears it, it just makes them feel really pretty and confident or badass, however you want it to portray. You know, I have like a little bit of a crush on like Moira Rose from Schitt's Creek and, you know, the Addams Family. So a little dark, a little like spiritual, like that was like my vibe. So I'm just like, you know, I don't love to wear flowers every day. I'm just like not a flower girl. So I feel like a lot of horse clothes had like flowers. So I was like, okay, I want like a little bit of a more biker girl vibe. And I just hope everyone that puts it on like just rides a little taller and a little bit, you know, has a little edge to it.
Oh my God. I love that. And I have to say, I just loved opening the box with Stephanie because, you know, like we get this beautiful black box and there's like, is it a knife? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, it's so Matcha, she's a Celtic goddess, and that is like her like weapon of choice. And she's the goddess of war and horses. So I tried to marry the two of like badass warrior slash run into war with your horse.
And I love that. I was like, what is this box? This is like, okay. And then we open it up and it's like, and I'm all fixated on the clothes. And then like the box is on, it's obviously on a video because I sent it to everyone, the world. And like the box is on the ground. All of a sudden I look at the box and I'm like, what is that? Unleash your inner goddess. And I was like, yeah. What did you think, Steph? I was like, this is not, we haven't even tried on the shirts. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
You agree? Yeah.
That's awesome. I love it. That, you know, I wanted it to be, you know, a luxury experience, but also just an empowering experience. I feel like, you know, a lot of women every day, I don't want to put on, you know, skin tight clothes, but that's what we do. That's like our uniform. And so I definitely, you know, if I had an office job, I would have a closet full of cool blouses and things like that. And I just was looking at my wardrobe and was like, I want something that I can't wait to wear or feel good wearing. And I'm obsessed with boots. So I just wanted to like marry the two.
Well, we have a demand from the people that are watching.
Yes.
She says, show it. So first of all, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing the Danielle Crew in plum and black. It's like the lace is up here and then it's plum. Oh, sorry.
You're good. That's gorgeous. Let's see the back.
The back.
Ooh. Oh, I like that one. Steph, let's see you.
And that's the Sarah Zipmock in the Cabernet.
Ooh. I like it. And yeah, sexy. Come on, Steffi. And I too am wearing the Sarah, right?
Yes.
Sarah Mock.
And that's in the chive. Those are the two fall colors.
love, you know what I love? I'm just going to show it off because honestly, I don't like to show off my arms because I feel my arms are fat. And look at, no, but we all have insecurities, right?
Yeah.
I'm just putting it out there. But like, I like the look of my arm in the shirt. And like, I wear a lot of sun shirts and I don't, you know, like they're flimsy. And this works for me, you know, because go ahead.
It is like a thicker fabric, but like really soft. And it has some compression, but also it moves with your body. So it's not like skin tight if you don't want it to be at the same time.
The other thing I love is the lace because like any chance I get, I want to wear lace and like, what the heck, like lace and riding. And so I have bought all the lacy shirts and like the one shirt, it was like 7 years ago. I look at it, I buy it, and immediately it ripped down the seam at the horse show. And I was like, damn, I just wanted to be sexy. You know, I got all this crud on me, I'm sweaty. And I just feel like this is so durable.
That's like, to me, one of the most important things because I don't hang dry thing. You know, everything says hang dry. And I think the pants, it does say like flat dry, but I don't. I chuck it all into the same and it just goes into the dryer. And I have had, this is a sample I've had for almost 18 months and it has not frayed. I wear it at least once a week. Like it is still good to go. Because that was also annoying with some of the mesh shirts. It would just snag and fray after a few washes. And these have not yet. And I'm so proud of that.
Before we get to the question, I see the question. How often do you wash them? You wear them once a week, but do you also wash them once a week and they still haven't snagged? Like another
I smell.
shirt.
I sweat a lot.
Yeah, and then I'm like picking off like little fuzzies in the in the under part.
Yeah, that has not happened.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's gonna happen. So Steph, do you think we should well, you, not me, should put up the website? I should reframe.
Yeah. I was gonna say
where to buy it.
On the snag thing, make sure when you're washing, the zippers are zipped all the way up because zippers snag clothes. You always want to take it off, close your zippers. Any zipper you have in the laundry is going to kill and snag and grab clothing and make a mess. So, but yeah, let me go ahead and add the website here. There we are. Let's see here. I think we decided that we liked that layout, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the landing page, and immediately it looks like we can get a little bit of a deal if we sign up, right? So I'll bypass that. But yeah, if you guys want to sign up, looks like she's offering a little 10% off, which is nice.
And we'll have of course, Black Friday deals. And we are gonna do a winter solstice also deal because I'm celebrating that this year.
Now, is this the shirt you're wearing that we're seeing?
Yes. Yep, that's in the stretch limo in the black. Yeah.
Yeah, I like you. Okay, so tell me where you'd like us to go on the website here.
Oh, you can go to, just the tab there and then to shop. Ooh. And it'll take you can go to the fall collection.
We're shopping, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready? Ooh.
Yeah, so there's 4 tops and then we have like seasonal colors and then the base core colors. The core colors are black, white, and navy. And then
so what do we want to look at first? Should we click in and look?
Yeah, wherever you would like. We can
let's go with the Danielle.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at all the colors. Ooh.
Yeah, there's lots of colors and
I'm a purple girl. I like that. That's pretty.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite colors. And the ginger root for the people that like the nude colors.
You could get all matchy with your horse if you wanted to. This is pretty, the navy. That says plum.
I think I'm going to get that one.
Yeah.
I really like the one you're wearing. That's beautiful.
The plum also comes in one of the show shirts and the plum with the black lace sleeves.
All right. And then you go all the way. So we should talk maybe about your sizing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you go anywhere from extra small to extra large.
Yep. Right now we just have the extra small through extra large. I'm hoping to expand that. And the sizing is very standard. I am a medium large size, like 10, 12. And I wear both the medium and large. They both fit. It's very standard sizing. And same with the pants. I wear a size 30, 32, and I can wear a medium and a large. So it's definitely very standard.
Yeah, and I'm a medium and large, and when I looked at the shirt and I was like, "Oh no, I have to get into that." So it looked small.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got into it and I was like, "Oh, it fits." So
yeah.
just FYI to you guys when you're thinking about sizing, because I know sometimes sizing's complicated.
And I'm a big girl, so I'm saying, please get us big girls bigger shirts. I fit into this one, but it's a little intimidating.
Okay.
And I'm in an extra large, and it fit. And actually, honestly, I will tell you, I was shocked. My number one issue is always sleeve length. I'm like, oh God, because like I can't wear a women's winter jacket. The sleeves come to like here on me. And your sleeves are long. I love it.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
I'm like, I got plenty of sleeve here. This is fantastic.
Yes.
Okay.
And you picked the right shirt for us. Like color-wise, she looks gorgeous in that color. And I love this color. I love this.
Yeah, you guys look so fall festive.
Well, and I'm a fall. So like that's my color scheme.
Yes.
So it's perfect. So we've got the Cassandra on now. And that's your show shirt. That's really pretty.
Yeah. And all of these, like both the show shirts, you can wear every day, obviously. That's why but I wear them without a stock tie because sometimes stock ties can like be claustrophobic. And, I've done even the CDIs and I just wear it with the gold buttons. It looks really pretty. So I don't even wear a stock tie with them.
You don't have to wear a stock tie? I thought you had to.
No. I mean, one TD did stop me. There's just a rule on height of neck and it's whatever, standard.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, these are pretty and they look like they're not like the hot, stuffy show shirts from when I was a kid and you were in this non-breathable, god-awful cotton thing. Yeah. And you were wearing this god-awful jacket and, the kids are passing out in the show ring. I mean, look how much like breathability through the arms. That looks awesome. Let's click through the photos. Is there anything you want to talk about, like the blends of fabrics?
Yeah, so it's just a nylon spandex fabric, but it's all the same. All the shirts are made of the same fabric and same lace components. So you'll get the same fit on all of the shirts. But yeah, it's meant for hard wear. I wanted something that lasts. I mean, we're in the barn all day and I'm not just riding. I'm cleaning stalls. I'm bathing horses, fixing fences, doing all the things. And they hold up. And I wear like this shirt. I'll wear it on a normal like Wednesday, on like the hotter days.
It's pretty. I like it. Okay, so is there anything else in the fall collection we should look at? And then get back to it. Aw. Okay, tell us about the mock, the zip mock.
Oh yeah, so the zip mock, this is one of my favorite shirts. That's why I sent it to you guys. Yeah. It's just so versatile. You can even show in this and put like a stock tie or you don't have to over it. But it's just so it's the classic sun shirt with a little bit of twist. I'm working on trying to get a line of sports bras because in a lot of the shirts you can see the bra. And I want to do some like really fun glittery or something unique sports bras. But yeah, I think the fact that you can see the bra is like so unique and fun in my opinion. But yeah, I love it. I think they look so good.
Can we test the bras? Because it's really hard for big, like I'm going to speak only for myself, but big busted ladies to find a well-fitting bra. It's very difficult in the sport. Like as a young girl, I would love to help you in any way because it benefits myself, because like starting out as a kid, 2 bras to like trying to find something that's reasonable is really difficult. So yes, please make us bras.
Yeah, I would love to. I, have a lot of friends that have the same issue, and my mom also, she's going to be a tester. My mom has, big needs to wear big bras. But yeah, that's definitely on the list of things to come out next.
I don't know how many ladies I can tell you, like riders that are of the larger chested size, who are like, yeah, 2 bras plus duct tape when I ride. And it's like, we need somebody to make that miracle bra for not only the ladies who aren't, as big, but for the bigger gals who really need to strap them down for, otherwise it's so distracting and it hurts.
Yeah.
So yes, please. I'll second what Megan was saying.
Perfect.
Okay, let me keep going. I think there was one more in the fall collection, right? Did I see something?
Yep, and then the Nicole, yeah.
Ooh, she's pretty too. I like the color.
Yeah, the navy's so pretty.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that would be really awesome for those hot summer days.
Yeah, and then I wear, it's almost like a crop top underneath of it, if you want, or you can wear like a normal bra. But I like to sometimes wear something a little longer, but it's so breathable, and I wear it under my show coat. This is the one I show in mostly. It's just so nice.
Pretty.
I love the buttons. It's so unique. I don't see other sun shirts with the buttons on them, and they just look really classy.
And the buttons all have the logo on them. They're so pretty, and they're not they're just a cool button. It's not like a normal like whole button. They're so nice. I love them.
They're so pretty. I like this shirt. This looks like it would be amazing to show in
Mm-hmm.
those hot summer show days. You're baking in the sun. That's awesome. Okay, so should we look at the pants that was in here, the breech?
Yep, and then we have just one style of breeches.
All right, tell us all about it.
So these, I call them the trouser breech because they're more of like a trouser material. They're not a legging. So for me, I like them because they do have more structure to them. And I like that. And they're high-waisted because I love a high-waisted breech. It kind of holds things together. And it has the mock pockets on behind, and full seat. I took away the front pocket, so these are a sample. So it doesn't have a front pocket, it has a side pocket for like your phone or sugar cubes. But I took away the front pockets because I don't like if you go to the bathroom or something and then the pocket scrunches under the pant. I don't love that. So I took that away. We might add it back. I'm not sure. But it has the button details on both the butt and on the waist, and full seat with the M logo. And then that's the phone pocket on the side. But they're just, they're not the legging, like super stretchy. There is stretch to them. But again, I wear a medium and a large. So and they're long because I have short legs, and I always have a hard time finding a breech that like isn't a capri on me underneath my boot. And these are long, and then they have complete mesh from the knee down. So you have more breathable for under your boot, especially in the summer.
And I really like the mesh because like you swell,
Yes.
I think that's such a great idea.
Yes.
Well,
And there's belt loops. Sorry, Steph. Go ahead.
oh yeah, because you got to have a belt on and complete
Yeah.
the look.
Yeah, we wear belts in the pictures just so you could see the buttons and everything. But yeah, I mean, there we did.
And I'm a tall girl, so I'm going to shout out for my tall girl. You got to have long-legged for us long-legged ladies.
Perfect.
Yeah,
It's hard. It's really hard to find breeches that don't look like, they cut off right below the knee on us long girls.
Yeah, that's what was. I don't even have long legs. I have short legs, and that was driving me. I would get the ring like mid calf at the end of the day from my breeches under my boots, and it would start to hurt. That's the worst.
The worst. 100%.
Yeah, these are beautiful. I love the pockets for the phone. I think I like the idea, like you said, of the side. Would you call this the side pocket or the front? Is this the side?
Side, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a lot better because pockets in the front, just when you're riding, if you got something in there and you're
and that's why I took them out, because I would put sugar in there and then it would just like poke me when I was riding. So I put it in the side pocket.
Yep.
Yeah,
these have been tried and tested. I mean, I rode so many days in these before I approved them. So I was like, I have to be able to ride 12 horses and not fall apart.
And what's the care? So how do you care for these products?
Well, on the tag, it says not to put them in the dryer. But I do, and I have for a year, and they're fine. Because I just want all of my breeches say, flat dry. I don't listen to it, and I just chuck them in there. And they all have been absolutely functioning fine a year later. So
tell me about the dreaded white breech that we're looking at. Are we going to see our underwear?
The white breeches?
Yeah, always the talk of like somebody who forgets to wear like a nude pair of underwear and their show, and suddenly they're like warming the horse up, and you're like, are you wearing floral underwear? Because I'm pretty sure I can see your floral panties.
So actually, the white breeches aren't for sale because of that reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't know why I have a picture of them on the website. They're fine. You definitely just have to be conscious of it. I wear them. It's fine. But they're back in production because of the see-throughness. Like even there, you can see a little bit the shirt. So these ones are not for sale, but they're in production, trying to get them a little bit better. But that is something that I have learned on this journey with the white breeches. It's definitely difficult to get a good white breech. And yeah, I'm definitely excited to get the new product back.
We have a question.
Oh yeah. We have two questions. Mine's next, but go ahead, Steph.
So I got it on the screen. Gwendolyn is asking, how easy is it to get stains out of the clothing and the breeches?
Oh, easy. Like I said, I mean, I clean stalls. I basically look like I have rolled around in a manure pile when I come home, and I sweat really bad, and I have not had any issues with any of them.
What shampoo do you use? Do you just use normal clothing shampoo, or do you have...
Just Tide. Yeah, I just use Tide.
Even shampoo, better. Megan. What are you talking about, woman?
Well,
yeah, I mean, I am not a high maintenance cleaning person. As you guys know, we are busy. I do more horse laundry than human laundry. Yeah. So if it can't be low maintenance, I want nothing to do with it.
I'm with you, sister. So I have a tip that I heard, but I've never done it. And that is with the white breeches. The tip I heard was you need to wear red underwear. And I was like, red underwear? You don't see the underwear. So have you heard this before? No. Stephanie says...
You're gonna see the red underwear. So
they're just tricking you.
They're talking color canceling, and that's something you can do with makeup for like if you've got dark under eyes and stuff. If you wear red underwear under your breeches, everybody's going to see your red underwear.
I'm going to try it someday, but maybe in-house, not in the arena.
Yeah. Honestly, like my biggest thing that I have learned with especially the white breeches is I normally don't wear any underwear.
Oh, you're brave. I can't
And
do that.
it is better.
I
Too
love
much
it.
You heard it here
information.
first, folks.
But
Try
it's
it.
better. I'm
Go
telling you.
commando.
Commando in the white breeches.
Barn Besties has the intel, people.
Yes.
Yep.
Do not listen to Megan's barn tip. Red underwear, go
Yeah.
commando.
I wouldn't do red underwear. That's risky.
I love it. Well, have we forgotten anything on your website?
No, that's right now. That is the whole line that we have. Those are the summer and fall colors. And hopefully we'll be coming out with more in the future.
Yeah, you will. This is so exciting. So what is your vision? Where do you see yourself in 2 years, 5 years? What's the plan?
I love that question. I ask all my clients that question. That's so good. I would love to see myself really as a business person. I have been not really business focused in the last 12 years that I've been a professional. It's been such a grind. Just working so many hours, working harder, not smarter. So my plan over the next couple years is to really actually start having a business plan. That has been like my biggest problem as a professional equestrian, because all I want to do is ride horses. I'm on a horse. I'm not behind a computer. I'm not doing emails. I'm not doing anything like that. And I'm working way too hard and not working smarter. So my goal in the next few years is to just streamline my business and actually what I really want to do and what I'm good at and what I'm not so good at, instead of just saying yes to everything and kind of being scattered. As a business person, that is my next 2-year goal. In riding, I have a lot of riding goals, obviously, and every horse is different, but I have 2 amazing young horses and I hope to do the 6-year-olds with them, and maybe do a couple 6-year-olds at festival, maybe sell one, which makes me sad, but that is what we do for a living. So one of them might have to find a new home. But yeah, I definitely see Matcha growing. I want to, obviously it's just such a new little seedling. I'm just going to keep watering it and putting my heart and soul into it. And just hopefully inspire and get women to feeling their best so they can canter or trot down center line, or even just at home and not worry about how they look and just really ride with confidence. That is my goal for this company, is just to inspire just confidence in just who you are. It doesn't have to be with what you wear, but just who you are as a human being. And that will translate into your riding.
You should ask anybody out who's watching if they've got further questions. As you guys saw earlier, Gwendolyn asked something in the live chat here. So if you've got a question, please do shout them out here, because we've gone over an hour with you and we appreciate your time, but we're not gonna keep you all night. But yeah, I love it, because like Megan said, as equestrians, we need really sturdy attire. Like she said, I don't want to go to a horse show, put on my show clothes and rip out the arm or something, or, you want it to last. And we're hard on our clothes because we are horse girls, and you're an athlete.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And I think it's also helped that I've been an athlete in other realms as well. So I've worn a lot of athletic clothes, not just horse clothes. And that is something that I did see a need for. And I'm hoping Matcha, we can expand into maybe more unique clothes or just what people are looking for. Because I didn't want to shock the community by coming out with like everything that I was looking for.
Here we are.
But like just going slowly a little bit. And yeah, I'm hoping to just expand the line as it goes. And just, I'm so excited for it.
I say go wild. I think this is awesome. And I just want to give you feedback that I really, without even looking what matcha meant, is I opened it and I was like, yeah, this is awesome. It really does empower you. So I think your vision, your mission is real, and I love it. And I love
That's
women
awesome.
supporting women.
Thank you. I love supporting all body types, especially in this industry. It can be a lot of, everyone wants to look a certain way, and that's not how women are, maybe when you're 16, but when I'm in my 30s, and as you get older, your body changes, and everyone's an individual, just like horses. And I just feel like I just want everyone to feel good about themselves.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate that. As the tall girl and a tall, round girl, I'm shouting out some needs for my ladies who are, I'm 6 foot. It's hard to find clothes that fit. I'm a big girl, so we're not all 5'6". So I appreciate finding, anything that's going to fit. That's going to have a selection of sizing where I'm not going to be like cringing. So
yeah, absolutely.
And of course, I'm short, very large chested. And so all the clothing that I've had to purchase in the past has to be larger. And so you get this like boxy, not feminine, bouncy look. It's not attractive. And not saying that you want to, this is about attraction, but it is about looks. And you want to feel good on your horse. And a lot of times we don't. So thank you for your vision and your mission. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. This has been so much fun.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want anybody to know? All our viewers? Do you go to shows and sell, or do they only find you on the website now? We should try to let them know where to find you.
Yeah, right now it's just the website, and I'm in a few local retailers around my area. Right now, I think Big D's Tack, which is in Cleveland, Ohio, they have it on their website. I'm hoping to get into retail just to get it more widespread so people can feel it and see it. But that is hopefully to come in the next year. It just does take a little bit of time.
What?
But right now, the website, you can get it on the website. And any questions, anyone can reach out to me. I have 1,000 different Instagrams, but Matcha Sports, Art Dressage, AE Rand, like you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all those places.
And now you're on Barn Besties, so
and
everybody
Barn
can watch
Besties.
this
is the best.
Yeah, and we'll send you the link, so you're welcome to share it with everybody, because I think this is valuable information, and I can't wait to quiz you in 2 years to see where you're going to go in 2 years. So
absolutely,
we're going to be a part of your journey too and support you from afar.
Hey, maybe she'll be telling us she's shortlisting for LA.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Get it.
Yeah. It'll be exciting.
I'll be wearing matcha.
You damn right you will. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Ashley. I really appreciate your time coming on. I know Steph does. And if there's anything Barn Besties can do to help you, we're here for you, girl.
Thank you guys so much. This was awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate your time tonight. Thanks everybody who's watching. We appreciated it. Anything else you want to share? I don't want to cut you off, but
I don't think so.
All right. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. There's my hand. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.